Okay, so today we will start with our assignment and then we'll do some more inequalities because I don't think we're ready to go to our next topic that is on ratio and proportion because you still seem to have some questions with the inequality.
Oh boy. So
Now, Maureen, did you
that
do any of them?
these ones,
Yes.
I just do two.
Did you do number one?
Yeah, I do number one, but I ain't even sure if it right.
Okay, you want to tell me how you did number one?
Yeah. No, me, I don't work. I say C minus 10 plus 3C is less than 2.
Okay,
So
so what was your first step?
my first step was an answer.
No, what did you do to get that answer, Maureen?
I done nothing, Miss Brown. It doesn't work out.
You didn't what?
I don't work out. I just figure my answers out. Because I tend to be confused and figuring out. Yeah.
So what was your answer?
I put D for my answer.
You put which letter?
D as in dog.
Okay, you put D and you said you just guessed it.
Yeah.
Why did you guess D? What was your reasoning?
Because I only work with the two C's. The two C's, because you ask what is the value of C in this equality.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how you
Yeah,
did mine.
yeah, but you still haven't told me how you guessed D. What caused you to pick D?
I do like I do the C minus and the 3C. That way I do that one. But then nothing else.
So you didn't combine your C's on the left side?
No,
Well, how do you come up with a negative answer?
I don't know.
Maureen, you've got to follow a process because you're guessing
I know.
most times don't work, right? That's why you
Yeah, I
should
just
do
get confused, man.
what? To follow the process?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see if we can simplify it. Now, Maureen, if you wanted to combine the 1C with the 3C, what would you do?
Okay. I will put the one C under the 3C.
And what would that give you?
4C.
That's right. That's the process. So you have 4C by combining the 1C plus the 3C, because you add the coefficients, right? So we have 4C minus 10, and then we will have less than 2.
4C.
All right?
4C minus 10.
Less than
Less
2.
than 2.
Yeah, so that's where we are. Mercedes, you following, right?
This is Wilbur.
Yeah, I'm trying to go step by step, so makes it easier for you to understand it. Now, this one, like I
Okay.
said, the variables was already on the left side, so you just had to combine the two variables. 1C
Okay.
plus 3C is 1 plus 3, add the coefficients, you get 4C. The minus 10 is still there, and on the right, less than 2. Okay?
So then we will start shot 4C from both sides.
No, wait, just a minute now.
I just asked you.
No.
Okay.
4C is already where it should be. So we leave it just right it is.
Okay.
But you have two constants that you need to get together. You need the minus 10 with the 2. So how would you do that, Maureen? How would you get that minus 10 on the side with the 2? So your constants are together. How would you do that?
You subtract.
If you subtract 10, minus 10, you'll still have constant on the left, and then you'll have constant on the right. So that does
Yeah.
not do it, right?
Okay.
So what do, Maureen?
Uh,
You want to get the minus 10 on
so
the
you,
side with the 2. So what do?
yeah. So we add.
Absolutely, Maureen. Perfect.
Yeah.
Since you're subtracting here, you'll add. So you just say add uh 10 to
Both sides.
both sides. All right. So if you add 10 to both sides, what would that give you, Maureen?
If you add 10 to both sides, you get 20.
Wait a minute, Maureen.
No.
Wait a minute. We're adding 10 to both sides. So let's just
Yeah.
do that so you'll know exactly what you'll get. Okay, so let's just put that there. Now add the 10 on the left side. Here we go.
Yeah.
Plus 10. Now add the 10 on the right side. Plus 10. Now, Maureen, what do you get on the left side?
12.
Left side.
Oh, 4C.
Just 4C, that's right, because a
Yeah.
minus 10 or plus 10 is a 0. So
Yeah.
you'll have 4C, and you still have your less than. And what's 10 plus 2?
12.
12. And you can see your answer, right? So what's your answer, Maureen?
4 into 12 is 3.
Right, so what's the answer? To solve for C, what do? Divide both sides by what, Maureen?
By 4.
That's it. So what's your answer?
Oh, you got two answers there. So that means 4, it will be B.
That's right.
Or 4
Because
is less than
4C
12.
divided by 4 is C, and 12 divided by 4 is 3, and it was a
Oh,
less than. So your
oh,
answer would be B.
oh, oh.
Got it? So that would
Yeah.
be C. Let me just put this actually on the other side.
Miss Barbara,
Yes.
my answer was what? B or A?
Your answer was what?
Um, A or B, I lost my paper.
You had A.
Now I'm asking you to remember because I had B first and I changed it to remember if it's that one. Hello,
You had, let's see.
I had B for the answer first.
You had A.
Oh, I changed to A. It
You
was
sent me
doubtful.
A for number 1.
Yeah,
It wasn't a negative, right? Because you didn't have a negative.
yeah.
So when you divide this here, divide by 4, you get C less than 3, right? And like Maureen said, that's answer B.
Yeah, why I'm asking it because I'm looking at another paper. Two papers it is on
Well,
A1.
I'm looking at the one you sent me. You
I
had
know,
answer A.
I know. I doubt myself and put A.
Yeah, because there's no negative here.
That's right.
See,
Because I
Maureen
did.
gave me the negative. She said D. See, Maureen, you said you guessed and you said D. That's why I'm saying do the process, Maureen.
When
Don't guess, do the process.
I see C minus 10, miss that what I'll be confused. I didn't sure what to do.
Oh, with the C minus 10 plus
No, this
3C
just
less
this
than
C
2.
minus alone. I don't know. So I don't know what remember what to do with the C.
But you have, this is a 1C, right,
Yeah.
Mercedes? And that's a
Mm,
3C.
yeah.
So you remember we want to keep the variable on the left. So the variable is already on the left, except it appears twice. So you just combine them.
Okay. Okay.
1C, coefficient 1, plus 3C, coefficient 3, and 3 and 1 is 4. So that's how you got the fourth C right there,
That is so simple and I didn't get check.
right? That's
Yeah.
right, just simple addition. Coefficients, you can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide. But here, this is an addition because this is a plus, this is a plus. A plus and a plus gives you a plus. So you got 4C, the minus 10 is still there, and that's less than 2. Now your next step is to get your constants on the same side. The only way to do that is to add a 10. Because if you're subtracting a 10, the opposite is what?
It's
What's the
also
opposite of subtracting a 10?
it's addition.
Addition. That's your opposite operation. Addition. So you add the 10. And if you add the 10, you no longer have that negative 10 on the left side. You just have the 4C. But on the right side, when you add a 10 to a 2, you get a 12. Now, this is a multiplication, side by side, 4 times C. So you do the opposite, which is a division, and that's divide both sides by 4, and that just gives you C. So make that a little C, less than 3. Answer B. Any questions on number 1?
No, miss. Thank you so much.
Any questions?
No, miss.
Yeah, you've got when you look at a problem like this, you've got to say, well, what do I need to do to get my C on the left side? But the C is already on the left side. So you say, I've got C there 2 places. Let me combine them. Because sometimes you have the variable on both sides, but here they're on the same side. So you just add the coefficients. Got it?
Yes, miss.
Okay, Mercedes, number 2. Now, let's see. How do you solve number 2?
Number two.
Okay. 8x minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. How would you solve that, Mercedes?
Um, 8x minus 2.
Now, what would you do first?
I'm thinking about um subtracting 2 on the both side.
Okay. Now, what operation are you doing with the 2 right now?
Subtraction. No,
No, right? What operation is this?
subtraction.
That's a subtraction. So you don't
Add,
want to do the subtraction. So what do you want to do?
addition on both sides.
That's right. You need to add because you're already subtracting it. And if you did a subtraction, you'll still have a constant on the left and a constant on the right. So you haven't accomplished what you wanted to do, is get that constant on the side with the 0, the other constant. So you'll have to add 2
Oh,
to
son.
both sides. That's right. Mercedes, you understand now why the subtraction doesn't work?
Yes, yes.
Why?
I, because as subtraction is already there, so we have to
That's
do.
right. And you'll still have constants on both sides if you subtract. But if you add, the 8x minus 2 plus 2 would just give you 8x. So we'd have 8x, right? And greater than or equal, let's put the 0, and then we put that 2 on the right because we added it. Okay. So that's greater than or equal 0, and we have to put the +2. You okay with that?
So let me understand this.
Okay.
Because we add, we're going to put go on the zero, miss, to add to the zero too.
That's
Add
on the
zero.
other side. Is this the
Yes.
side? Is this the side? Remember what we said with the inequalities, you do them just like they were equations, equals. So what you do on the left, you do on the right. So let me put that on the next, and I'll just actually put the step there. I didn't put it there. Okay, so I said add 2 to both sides. So let me just copy this and do what we just did. Add the 2 to both sides. So that would be, okay, so add the 2 on the left. There we go. And add the 2 on the right. And what do we get? The +2 minus 2 is 0, because that's 8x left, and then 0 plus 2. Mercedes, you clear on that?
So
Questions?
what left is +2. Okay.
Okay, we have 8x on the left, because like I said, the -2 and the +2 gives you 0. So
Yes.
8x plus 0 is just 8x. And on the right side, we have 0 plus 2. And Mercedes, what's 0 plus 2?
2.
2, that's right. Anything you add to 0, it stays the same. So let's just put here, that would be 8x greater than or equal to 2. We don't have to put the plus because the 2 default is plus, right?
Yeah.
Now, 8x greater than or equals to 2. What do you do next, Mercedes?
We're gonna divide 2 on both sides.
Mercedes, think about what you just said.
Okay.
You want
Divide
x
on both
left by itself on the left. So what do you do to get just x left by itself on the left side? What do you do?
Okay. Take away 8 on both sides. 2, 8. 8
Why
x
would
and
you take away? This is a multiplication.
oh, subtract, sorry.
This is a multiplication, Mercedes.
Divide.
Divide, that's right. Remember,
What?
8x means 8
Okay.
times x.
Yeah.
So you divide what, Mercedes?
8 8x on both sides.
Not 8x.
8.
That's right. Use just the coefficient. Divide both sides by 8. Got it?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Now, let's just rewrite this. Okay. Okay. If you divide both sides by 8, right? Let's just put 8 underneath this. Actually, just put it there. Okay. Put 8. And then on the right side, put 8. Okay. And let me just make that a little closer so you see that it's a real division. Okay. All right. Now, what do you have on the left side? I'll say these. What's 8x divided by 8?
It's x.
Just x. That's right, because 8 divided by 8 is 1. So x, and we have greater than or equal. So let's just copy that inequality symbol. And what's 2 over 8?
That's 4.
2 over 8 is what?
4
2 divided by 8
is 4.
is 4.
1/4.
1/4. No, because you're doing
Two,
fraction.
that's not 8 over 2, Mercedes. X greater than or equal to 8 is 1 over 4.
Yeah, 1/4.
And I do it with a slash, right? So X greater than or equal to 1 over 4th. Which answer is that, Mercedes?
Answer A.
A. There it is, 1/4. So the answer is A. So let's just put here, answer A. Question?
No, miss, it's embarrassing. That's all I know.
This should be embarrassing. It's just that it's certain steps you go through, and it's dependent upon what mathematical operation is being done in the inequality, and you keep them in pairs. Multiplication goes with division, addition goes with subtraction, and
So
vice versa.
that's what I do. They get right. But the first one that I do 1 and 2, and they only get 2 right, but I had get wrong.
You had this one correct, Maureen? Okay. Mercedes, you had C.
Yeah, because I didn't really understand what to do. So I just guess.
Oh, you just guessed. Okay. But see, you there again, you put a negative. It's a plus because you didn't have a negative here. Questions on number 2.
No, thank you, miss.
At number 3, I can figure out number 3. I do
Okay.
have all around the bush, but I can get out none of them answers.
Oh, number
More.
3. I
Oh,
it beat
number 3.
it beat
Yeah.
me up. I couldn't even brush it. I tried and I
Okay.
couldn't go.
Once you saw that X over 5, you said, oh no, this is too much, right?
Not
That what you
really.
said? Well, what happened? Why didn't you solve it?
I could.
Maureen, why you say you couldn't solve it?
If it was like probably a multiplication, I would get it fixed. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
Okay,
I
let's
said, I said, I know.
actually you can't figure it out, Maureen.
I tried it 3 times and just give up.
You tried it 3 times?
Yeah, I tried to do it 3 times and it wouldn't. I couldn't
I
break.
know X over
I
5,
couldn't
that's
figure
a
out one of the
division.
number. Why I can't get
But
not one of the.
I know X over 5 is a division.
That's a division. You're right. Now,
Yeah.
Maureen, you can do it, right? Because you've got a constant on the left and you got a constant on the right. How do you get that minus 15 on the side with the tan, Maureen? What do you do?
Uh, add.
That's right. You add the 15 to both sides. So do that.
Okay.
Add 15 to both sides. That will get the 15 added on the left. It will give you 0, and then you'll have 10 and 15 is 25, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's just take,
Oh,
let me just copy this. And then you go ahead. Go. Oh, you're adding the 15? Okay, so add the 15 on the right. There we go. Plus
Uh-huh.
15. Now add the 15 on, well, we did on the left. Now add it on the right. Okay, so we have X over 5
X over 5.
at minus 15 plus 15 less than or equal to 10 plus 15. Now, Maureen, now if I add the 15 on the left side, what do I get on the left side?
25.
A minus 15 plus 15. I'm on the left, Maureen, right here.
Uh,
zero.
a 0.
Okay, so I'll have X over 5.
Uh-huh.
Let's put our X over 5 because we'll have 0. So X over 5, let's just put that over 5. And on the left side, what do I have? I mean the right side.
Uh, X over 5.
less than or equal. Let's put that here.
Less than
Okay, what's 10 plus 15, Maureen?
25.
25. So this is
Yeah.
25. Okay. So let's just put here 2, 25. Okay. Now, let me just put this all on the next so we can follow this through in one panel here. Okay. So now we've got x over 5. Let me put the 5 here. Okay. Take out the underline so it doesn't look confusing. And take out that extra 5. So we have x over 5 less than or equal to 25.
25.
Let's keep that little x there. Okay. Now, Maureen, you can see what do you do next.
So we divide.
You're already dividing. So what do?
Multiply.
That's it. X over 5 is a division. So you multiply both sides by 5. So that's your next step.
So, okay.
And you see your answer, Maureen. What is it?
Let's see.
So what's your answer?
Okay.
What would be your answer? X
Is less than
less than or equal. So what's 5 times 25, Maureen?
125.
125. That's right. So you got it. See? And that's answer what? Let's go back up here. X less than or equal to 125. What answer is that, Maureen?
D.
D. That's right. There it is, right there. Questions. Answer D.
I should have got that right.
Yes, you're right, Maureen. Yes,
But
because you.
but when I had do mine different, but I figured it was wrong. So I do it like a simple way for me.
Well,
What
there's
I do,
always more than one way of doing
what I
something,
do
Maureen. You do what works for
after
you.
I can find the answer, I said, well, let me tell you the other way. But what I done, I had add 10 and 15 is 25, right?
Yeah.
And then multiply it by the 5.
Hmm.
But then they saying and saying the answer quite maybe wrong. Because
But
I
you
do
know
it
what, Maureen?
simple.
You could have,
Yeah.
you know what you could have done? And Mercedes, you could have done the same thing. If you put the 125 where the X is, what's 125 over 5, Mercedes?
125 over 5 is
Divided by 5.
just 5.
125 divided by 5?
Is that 4? No, 5. 5.
No,
Oh,
125.
sorry. I'm thinking 25 alone. I'm sorry. Pardon.
125 divided by 5.
So you say 125 divided by 5?
Yes.
It's
So the answer
25.
is
Yeah, it's 25, Mercedes.
yes,
Isn't
25.
5 times 25
Yes,
125?
yes.
So 125 divided by 5 is 25. So if you just started with say, oh, what is my answer? And you put the 125, you get 125 divided by 5 is 25. And Mercedes, what's 25 minus 15?
Just 5.
25 minus 15, Mercedes.
25 minus. Oh, oh boy, I'm going to go back to 5 again. That's 10.
10. So that would be your answer. I mean, you could have figured it out just like that, right?
Instead of maybe out of here, but it's not probably wrong.
Yeah, you could have got the answer by saying, okay, if I put 125 here, that divided by 5, I get 25. If I subtract 15 from it, I get a 10. So I know my answer is 125.
Even I
Okay.
start doing it
And it
because
was a
negative
plus because you didn't
doesn't
have
always
any
work.
negative.
I was saying,
Questions, Mercedes?
I was saying even I start doing it. one time I get 25 too, and I stop. I says, I'm not sure. Because these big number in it, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
So,
if you had gotten your 125 and you substituted it in here, right here, x over 5, you would have
yeah,
said 125 divided by 5 is 25. If I subtract my 15 from it, I get my 10. So I know that's my answer.
okay.
And I know it's a positive because that's what the answer I get is a positive. You got it?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
So there's more than one way of doing a problem. I mean, you like Maureen, like you say, you figured it out. Well, you substitute a number here for the x, divide it, subtract the 15 from it. Do I get a 10? Yes, then that's my answer. You got it, Maureen?
Yeah.
Okay. That was number 3. Okay. Let's look at number 4. Mercedes, you said you had a problem with that one. Maureen, did you do number 4?
No. Got it here.
It's
Let's
like
see.
some missing from it, Mr.
Suppose
Tree.
a low sodium food has at most 140 megagrams per serving. Write an inequality that models, okay, this
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
Let S number be milligrams of sodium
Okay. So you want to
in a
write it.
serving of a low sodium.
Okay. Sorry. That's right. You want to write an inequality.
Yeah.
Now, what does at most 140 milligrams mean, Maureen?
At most, I know it's at most, but I can't say it now. At most is like,
Well,
that is the most, I tell you that the most milligrams you should use.
okay. Let me
At
ask you like
most.
this. At most
I know at most, but I can't know
140
enough.
milligrams, does it mean less than or equal or greater than or equal? Give you two choices.
Okay. You said more than or less than?
Does it mean less than or equal or more than or equal?
Less than.
That's right. Absolutely, Maureen. So tell me how to write less than or equal. And S is the variable. So you start with the S, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now you said less than or equal. So let's put our less than or equal sign there.
Uh-huh.
That's a less than or equal symbol. Okay. So S less than or equal. And what is less than or equal, Maureen? What number?
One,
What number?
140.
That's right. You got it. See? Take that out and put out 140.
One,
And that's it. That's your answer.
That's all, Miss?
That's all.
Oh my, I can't believe it.
At
Yeah.
and Maureen knew at most meant less than or equal. And they gave you the variable to use. So your S, which is your number of
uh,
milligrams of sodium in a serving of low sodium food, has to
uh,
be less than or equal to 140 because it says, suppose a low sodium food has at most 140 milligrams. So that's what you write in inequality for.
uh,
Mercedes, you got it?
Yes, Miss Barbara, it's like blew me away. I can't believe it.
Yes, but remember we had inequalities, and what do? We say put the variable on the left and put the inequality symbol, and then put the number that goes with it. And they gave you the 140 milligrams at
uh,
most, less than
uh,
or equal.
uh,
So at most mean less than or equal.
That's right. Do you have that list I gave you,
I got it.
Mercedes?
I think it's in my folder. I'm gonna look for it.
I
I have,
sent you a list,
I'm gonna get it now. I
of
think
the
it's in
at
my.
most and some other ones I gave you, less than. I sent you some other ones that are in problems that we have, and
Yeah.
how you can just equate them to the inequality symbol, less than or equal, greater than or equal, or greater than or less than.
Miss Barbara, it's just like this March month is like a very hard month because of how they're doing us at work. Having two-person working at night, so it weary you out.
Oh,
So
trying to cover everybody with two
yeah,
people.
yeah, that's what and people talking about, but still doing it.
Yeah, that that companies
It's a risk.
cutting back and laying off, and it's
Mhm.
really unfortunate because people have their expenses, and they rely on the job
Yeah,
to pay them so they can pay their expenses. But the
And isn't
alternative
that
to
isn't
cutting
that
their hours is really letting people go. So I guess you
yeah,
say, well, it better that I try to do the work versus not have a job.
yeah. But I'm trying to get the job somewhere else and leave from there. I
Oh
came back.
yeah,
It costs too
yeah,
much to go up there, and then on top of it, there. Oh boy.
yeah. You need to get a job in Manhattan that doesn't require a lot because I mean there have some jobs in Manhattan for home health care workers that's more like a companion
Oh yeah,
versus doing a lot of work and actually they pay more money.
yeah. I'm looking something like that, Miss Barbara. And
Yeah,
it's like,
they have those. I've seen them advertised, and
really?
and yes, and so that's the kind of job you should have. It pays less. I mean, it pays more money. Your commuting expenses would be less, and you work less hours and make more money.
good?
Yeah,
That's my figure
and
out.
they're pretty much companion type jobs, and people want somebody to be with that person to kind of stimulate them, uh,
Yeah,
socialize them, whatever. And those kind of jobs require somebody who has the home health experience like you
experience.
have.
Yeah, I'm good at those jobs.
Yeah, and that's the kind of job that you should have at this point, Mercedes.
That's one of those I'm
Yeah.
looking for, Barbara.
hmm Yeah. And like I say, they pay more money. You may want to look in terms of finding an agency in Manhattan that are looking for people with those qualifications. All right.
All right, miss. After the class,
Compassionate and
you could tell me what to put in.
mm,
Fine. After the class, you could tell me what to put in since we're recording.
okay. All right.
Important. Yes.
Okay. Now let's look at number five. Number five, and I'll bring this over to the next.
Wait, Miss Barbara, go back there a little bit.
Okay.
Go back.
Okay. Here
Oh,
we
oh,
go.
oh, 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 it's okay. I got it. I got
You
it.
got it?
I thought I'm looking at the
Wait,
master
Remember,
part.
I send you this
Same thing.
anyway.
Yeah.
You get this at the end. I send you the whole session.
I'm so
Everything you
surprised.
see on the screen, you'll get. I email it to you. I always
Okay.
email it to you. Okay,
Yes.
let's look at the next problem. Now, Maureen, you got that one, right?
you mean
Y-
number
y-
5?
No, no. The number four you just did. So that means,
Yeah.
okay, that means then you can do number five, right, Maureen? Now read it and tell me what inequality would you write? Okay.
Okay, the tell a pool noise that was more than 3 feet, right? And inequality that models the pool.
So you
That
give it, okay, let D equal the depth of the food. So let's just put our D here. Now you tell me
yeah,
what to write.
is more than
So what should I write?
more
What's what's
um
what symbol?
the V facing the D with the sign under it.
What?
You make the sign going to the left, to the D.
The sign going to the left.
Yeah, the pool noise that was more than. Yes.
So
You got to do
what's the more than?
the V with the line on with the thing on line under it. You see that how you got less than, but you turn it the other side and mark more than.
So this is a less than or equal. So what do I do
Yeah.
with this symbol?
You got to turn that the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I turned it the other way around and anything else?
And then you put 3 feet.
Okay. All right. Very good. Turn it the other way around like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then 3. Very good, Maureen. You got it. Mercedes, you got it?
That's all, miss.
That's it.
Unbelievable.
More than 3. That means greater than 3. And they gave you the variable D, the depth. So the depth D must be greater than 3. And that's it.
That is what you call the inequality sign.
That's it. Inequality is the greater than, the less than, the greater than or equal, or the less than or equal.
Now, the problem is I didn't look out for those words. That's what. I don't
What's the
understand.
problem?
The problem is you taught us about the more than, and I didn't focus on the details, which is more than or less than. You put it in the words instead of the figure.
Oh, yeah, you've got to
And,
be able to
yeah,
translate these
no,
inequalities to words or from words to the inequality. So more
you didn't
than
focus
means the
on the,
same as greater than.
yeah, no, Miss. What my point I'm trying to make is that I didn't think of those words that come in place of those words are I should put the equality sign for the words.
That's right.
Equal.
That's right.
That was the
When it
whole.
says right inequality that
Yeah.
models the pool, you
I get
want the
right.
right inequality that models the more than 3 feet.
Okay, miss. When you say right and equality, right away I'm thinking like I should write x over 5 minus 15 greater than or equal to 10. All of that I should write, but I said I don't see enough number. I completely forgot. All I need to do is turn the more than in the sign.
That's right. Yeah, the more than, and this one's pretty straightforward. You want something, the pool has a depth that's greater than 3 feet. You want to write it as an inequality. So you write D, the variable for the depth, greater than 3.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
I can't believe it.
And if we said less than 3, then you would turn this around and make this a less than, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if you said, suppose I said, instead I said more than 3 feet, what Mel says, you tell me what would I write. Suppose I said at least 3 feet. What would I write? At least 3 feet.
So I would write the D
Okay, you'd write the D and
and put the equality sign, but turn the point to the D and the opening to the other side. What do they call it?
what does at least mean?
Less, less,
No, at least.
equal to.
No. Maureen, you know what at least mean?
At least
I gave it to you. What does at least mean?
I can write it off. I know it, I saw it.
At least
it is
mean what?
I can't remember. At least
Okay, let's go back up here. At
uh,
most was less than or
then
equal. At least is greater than or
yeah.
equal.
Okay.
All right, go back and review what I gave you.
At least.
At least means D greater than or equal 3. Got it?
So
Yeah.
that's when the V is open to the letter D. Right, just like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then a line underneath for at least, because at least means greater than or equal.
Cool.
At least means greater than or equal. At most means less than or
Then
equal. Okay, so this would be D, greater than or equal 3. If I had said at least 3 feet. Got it?
Okay, miss.
Okay. Go back and review those. Do you need them again, or does everybody have them?
I'm gonna review. I saw you send it to me in the email. That's the one, right?
I think I had it during a session too.
There's a email that you sent.
Yeah, well, during a session you would have gotten an email because everything in the session you get. Okay. Yeah, just review those again because I had it for less than or equal, greater than or equal, greater than, and less than. The common terms, verbal terms that represent all 4 of those inequality symbols. I sent that to you, but I'll just make a note and send it again.
Let me make
Send
sure before you send it,
again. No, I send it with the session. Verbal.
because I know you send it already.
Okay. So when you see these, you know exactly what they mean. If you see more than, you know that's more than. If you says less than, okay, or exceeds, things that means more than. And then if you say at most, or if you said at least, you know what they translate to. Questions?
No, miss.
Okay. Now, I think this, let's see, number 6. Maureen, did you do number 6?
No,
I didn't
Okay.
do number six either. Oh, this one beat me. I just this is the paper
What
that
happened with number 6?
I just
You
I
saw
did
the
not.
terms and you just said, oh, too much.
I tried to work it and then I stopped.
Okay. All right. Let's
I'm not
go.
sure I was going the right way.
I
That's why.
put 14.
Okay. Now, I'll have you work it because actually you can do it. Okay, let's just copy the whole thing. And you remember one of the things we said that we have to do sometime is simplify by getting rid of the parentheses or brackets or whatever. So you want to do that first.
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to do it. All right. Now, I want you to do first is to multiply the -5 by what's in parentheses and do the same for the 4 times what's in parentheses and tell me what you get.
Okay.
So I'll just copy this and you tell me what you got for the first one. We'll just do it step by step.
You want us to just do it and tell you first, miss?
You multiply it.
Now, you can multiply and tell me what you get.
Miss, I want to understand what you're saying. You want us to do it on paper and I want to tell you, or
Yeah, I
just
want you to tell me first step, -5
oh,
times x plus 2. What do you get? I'll
okay.
write here and
That
then you
is
tell me what you get.
That
minus
is 10, right?
5x.
2 5 is 10.
Okay, so -5 times x. Tell me, what do you get, Mercedes?
Minus 5 times x. That is minus 5x.
That's right, that's -5x. So let's just put -5x. I'll just take that paren. Now the -5 times a plus 2, what do you get?
That is minus 5. Okay.
Minus
That
5
would
times a plus 2 gives you what?
that would be minus 3.
Multiplication, Mercedes, not
Okay,
subtraction.
10. Minus
A
10.
-5 times a plus 2. Multiplication.
Yes, 5 2 is 10.
It's 10. Minus 10.
-10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Minus 10.
Okay. All right. So we've got that one done. Okay. So you did the first parenthesis. You multiply 5 -5 times x. You got a -5x -5 times plus 2 -10. Now let's go to the next parenthesis. Maureen, What's 4 times 4?
4 times 4 is 16.
Okay, so the first we got 16. Let's put 16. Okay. Now what's 4 times a minus 1 8x?
Okay, hold on. 4 plus, let's see,
4 times a minus 1 8x. What is that?
I'm sure.
Numerators times numerators. That's like 4 over 1 times minus 1 over 8x. What do you get?
4 over 1. 4 over 1. I 1 over it.
1/2.
4 times a minus 1 is what,
1/2.
Maureen? What's 4 times a minus 1, Maureen?
Sorry.
4 times the minus 1 is a minus 3.
Maureen, this is multiplication,
4
not a
1 is 4.
subtraction. So a 4 times a minus 1 is what? Plus 4 minus 4?
Minus 4 is
My
2.
No, 4 times a negative 1, Maureen, is what?
Is a 4,
Plus or minus?
a minus.
That's it. Very good. So that's a minus 4. All right. And a 1 times the 8x is just what? It's just 8x,
X.
right? So we take out the paren, we multiplied it out. Now, okay. So you've got, now what you have is 14.5x
Miss Barbara,
minus 5x. Questions, Mercedes?
yeah, Miss Barbara, I start to work it just like that, and when I reach to after the 16, I go ballistic. I I
No,
did.
but it's the same thing we've been doing. Wherever you see the variables, you want to get them together. Whether you see the constants, you want to get them together,
Yeah, yeah, I'm
right?
agreeing with you. I'm saying I work that from all the way to the 16. I do all of that. Get the same answers to 16. And when I reach the 16 now and put the minus, I get 1/2 instead of what you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have what you see here on the screen? Is that what you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah. All of it except the 4/8 x.
Yes, but 4 times 4 is 16, like
16.
Maureen
Yes, I
said.
got that.
4
Yes.
times a minus 1 is a minus 4, right?
4. Okay.
But remember, this is 4 over 1. So the denominator 1 times the denominator minus 8x is just minus 8x. And that
Okay.
minus applies to both the 4 and the
Okay.
8x, right?
Just to stop me so not confused, I don't go any further with that one. But
Yeah.
I did all of the rest.
Yeah. But
Right.
this is like 4 over 1 times 8x.
Okay.
All right. I'm 4 over 1 times minus 1 over 8x. You multiply in two fractions. 4 over 1 times minus 1 over 8x. And that's how you got a minus 4 over 8x.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Okay. So what I'm saying, let me just say here. 4, oh, let me back up. Make it okay. 4, let me make this bigger. Okay, so what that really looks like, and I'm just breaking this down for you. Okay, 4 over 1. Okay, that's this 4, right? Make that bigger.
Oh, it's a 4 that 4 times 1.
Yeah, 4 is really 4 over 1, right?
Yes.
I mean, as you could write any whole numbers or fraction, just put it over 1,
Yes.
correct?
Okay.
Okay, so let me just make this. Okay, so that's 4 over 1, and this is times and 4 over 1 times minus 1/8x. So let me just write that as 1 and put that over 8. Put an 8 underneath here. And then put the x. Okay. So let me change that to an asterisk because I don't want you to get the x's confused here. So this is, and let me just underline that. Get rid of the underline. So this is 4 over 1 times 1 over 8x, except this is a negative. Okay, let me
So
put
miss,
that.
right there, that's how I get the half, miss, for the end
Yeah,
of that.
well, 4 over 8 is a half, but I'm just leaving it as a 8.
And I put a half, miss. So and I stopped there because I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but that's okay. 4 times minus 1 over 1 times 8 is 4 minus 4 over 8x, which reduces to minus 1 over 2x.
Yeah. So I put the 1/2 and stopped there because I'm not sure I was right. Let us stop.
No, but that's okay. You could leave the minus 4 over 8x and we could simplify it later. But the point is you multiplying the 4 times the 4 is 16. And
Yes,
you
I did that.
multiplying the 4 over 1 times minus 1 over 8x. That's how we got the minus 4 over 8x. Okay, so at this point, we want to combine all of our variables and all of our constants. So, Maureen, how could you do that? Let's just take this. You tell me. How do you get all your x's together, Maureen?
Okay.
So that's your variables, and you've got two of them on the left, and you've got one over on the right you need to get on the left. So what would you do?
We subtract
Why would you subtract? You've got 14.5x,
5.
got a minus 5x. Over here, you've got a minus
This is
8x.
4.
You want to get this variable on the left. Remember, we're trying to
Oh,
get
so
our
you put,
variables.
oh, you put 4
Don't say
plus,
put. No, don't say put. Tell me add, subtract, multiply, divide. What do I do?
let's see. You subtract
Subtract 1.
4/8 from 14.5.
No, you're subtracting here, Maureen. You'd have to add it, the opposite.
Uh,
So tell me, what do I do? I add what?
4.4/8.
Okay,
I don't know.
add 4. That's right, 4, 8x to both sides.
Yeah.
Had it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's do that. Add that to both sides
Mhm.
and
So you
combine your
put,
x's and tell me what you get.
1, 4,
Okay, so let
5,
me just
5.
put this here and put add the 4x. That's 4 over 8. Okay, plus 4 over 8x. All right, and on the right side, plus 4 over 8x.
So you're saying, miss, you're going to add 4/8x to both sides,
That's right.
to the 10 and the
Um,
14.5,
Go on.
to where the 10 is and the 14.5, where all the x are.
Yeah, where all the other x's are, I'm putting the other x over there so that I can then combine all my x's, right?
Okay.
So what's 14.5x minus 5x plus 4.8x? What do you get when you combine those, Maureen?
huh?
14.5x
That's five.
minus 5x.
Uh,
That's a minus, right?
uh-huh.
So do that one first. What do you get?
Okay. 5 is 0. 4.0.
14.5 minus 5. What do you get?
14 point.
Just do this one.
Okay.
14.5 minus 5. What do you get?
14.5 minus 5 from 5 is nothing. 14.0. 4.0.
No, Maureen. The 5 goes under the 14. That's a whole number 5. And the
Oh yeah.
14. That's not, and
I
this is
forget.
a
Yeah.
decimal.
Oh yeah, I forget that.
So what's
Ah,
14.5x
5.
minus 5x? What does that give you?
5.95.
What did you
Right?
get, Mercedes?
5 from 14
9.5.
is
You
9.
get 9x.
Yes. Oh,
Oh
just
yeah.
5.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you
9 from
just get
14.
9x. 5 for 14 is and point 0 for point 0.5. So that just gives you
I know.
9x,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Now you have a plus a 9x, plus a point.
Right.
No, back up. This is 9.5x.
That's what I told you, miss.
Yeah, 9.5.
Very good.
But I didn't write what you said. So this is 9.5x, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because 0 from point 0.5 is 0.5 and 5 from 14
Right.
is 9. Now,
Right.
you've got plus 4/8 x, but that 1/2 is the same as 0.5x, right? As a
Yeah.
decimal, right, Mercedes?
Where, miss? I don't get that part. Sorry.
This
So
point
wait,
plus 0.48x.
wait a minute, miss. You're taking away 4 over 8x from 3 places?
No, this 4/8 is minus plus. It just went to this right here. Remember, I added the 4/8 x to both sides,
Oh,
right?
so 4 8x
Is one
minus.
half, and that's the same as 0.5.
Okay. Yes.
All right. And so that's less than or equal. Let's just put here less than or equal. Now this is we still have the minus 10 over here. We can't throw that away.
No.
Minus 10. And on the right side, we had what? 4 plus 16. Let's just add those. 4 and 16 is what? What's 4 and 16? 4
20.
plus 16.
Thank you.
20. There we go. And minus 4x plus 4x is 0. So this is a 20. Make that bigger. Same as the other. Okay. So we have 9.5x plus
Mm,
0.5x minus 10 less than or equal to 20. Everybody with me?
I think I missed a part of it.
Questions?
Yes,
Let me
miss.
just bring this all to the, let me bring this all to another screen because it gets a little confusing when they're broken up. Okay, so 9.5x plus 0.5x minus 10 less than or equal to 20. The 20 we combined into what? The 4
Okay.
and the 16.
Can you go back there and I don't clear? Oh, you get the 0.5x. I'm not too clear. I'm sorry.
Okay, 4 over 8. Remember you say minus 4 over 8
I can't see your screen. You
right
lost.
here. I went back.
Okay.
This 4/8, you were calling it 1/2, and I said I'll
Yeah.
leave it this way. Well, one
Yeah.
over two is really the same as 0.5, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
A half. I'm just expressing the fraction as a decimal. You got it?
So, so
Mhm.
no, after you get the 9.5x plus, or do you get the 0.5x? I'm not clear how you
Oh,
got it.
what's 4/8x, Mercedes? Remember you said 1/2
Yes.
right here. You
Yes.
said 1/2 x, but
Yes.
isn't 1/2 the same as 5/10?
Yes.
That's where I got the 5/10.
Oh,
I made the
and
4/8 x 0.5 so I can work with decimals because this was 9.5.
so what you do with 10? I don't get that.
Question?
I thought you were gonna take that away from 10.
You thought what?
You were gonna take that from 10.
Take what from 10?
Okay, the way you
No,
says,
this is a x, 4/8x.
yeah,
Coefficient 4/8 of x, or 1/2 x, or 0.5x.
yeah. I understand you write it down, but I don't understand. Oh, what you take it away? You just change that to 0 point.
Well, didn't we add 4/8x to both sides? That's how I
Yes,
ended up with the 4/8x right here.
yes.
But then on the right side, I had a minus 4/8x and a plus 4/x. That went to 0. So I just had 4 plus 16 left that we added and got 20.
Oh,
You got it?
okay. So the four, the two, oh, I know you get the 0 now. Okay, okay,
Okay. Because the minus 4/8x and the plus 4/8x gives 0. So now I have 4 plus 16, and we added 4 and 16, and we got 20. The
okay,
minus 10 I already had, and we added the 4/8x to both sides, but that's 1/2 x, or the same as 0.5x, right?
okay.
Got it? Now,
Let me sure about one little part still.
okay, what,
Okay, so
Mercedes, I don't want to leave it if you've got a question.
okay, you see, whenever you put like say you put the 4 slash x 8x, if you put it under the numbers we're going to take away, I understand it better. And that's what I do in mine. So when you put it like that, I kind of confuse when they're side to side. Understand me?
Okay, you
If
could
you
do it your way, but the thing is, it's the same thing. If you
so
add a
what I'm asking,
minus four
okay,
eight x and a plus 4/8x, whether you put it underneath it or side by side, you still get 0, correct?
okay, so so you're saying the one in front of the 10 and the one in front of the 8, the 16 make it 0.
The minus, okay, all right,
Yeah.
let me do this. Okay, okay, let me do this. Okay, okay, right. Okay, so that's plus 4.8x. Okay, so let me just make that bigger. You say it's clearer when you put it underneath it. So let me just make that clearer. Okay.
Mhm.
Tabbed it over too far. I was trying to put it underneath it because you said it's clearer to you when it's underneath. So this 4.8x, I'm I'm trying to put it underneath that.
Sorry for the trouble, Miss Barbara.
Okay, so this 4.8x. Okay, let's see if I second. I'm trying to bring, well, I put it underneath this since you said it's easier.
Yeah, I understand.
Minus 4, and you get the 0. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how you get the 0 on the right, and you left with the 4 plus 16, and that's the
Okay.
20. You got it?
Okay.
And then I added the 4.8x on the left side. And so now combining the 14.5x, the minus 5x, and the plus 4.8x. All right. But the 4.8x, I made the decimal 0.5x. And the 5x from the 14.5x gave the 9.5x. Now you can combine all your variables and you can combine your constants. So, Maureen, what's a 9.5x plus 0.5x?
Okay. A
What is
9
that equal
plus,
to?
you added
Yep. Addition 9.5x plus 0.5x. What's that equal to?
a 9.10.
9.5 plus 0.5.
0.5.
9.5 plus a half. What's that equal to?
It's a 10.
10. That's a 10. So you get a
Yeah.
10x, right?
Uh-huh.
Minus 10. Let's just repeat
And
this.
that's
Minus
minus 10
less than or equal to 20.
less than or equals to 20.
Okay, so what is that equal to? You want to get your 10 on the side with your 20. So what do, Maureen?
We subtract
If you
10.
subtract, Maureen, you still have 10 on the left.
Uh,
What's the opposite of subtraction?
you add.
So you got to add the 10
Mm-hmm.
to both sides.
Yeah.
All right. So that will give you, let's see, 10x minus 10 less than or equal to 20. So that would be 10x. And if we add the 10, it's 0.
Mm-hmm.
And add 10 on the right. 10 and 20 gives you what, Maureen?
30.
30. So you can see your answer. What is your answer?
10x.
What is x equal to?
And x.
So what is x equal to? Let's see, go back up here to the,
Okay, let's see. 10x.
if 10x is less than or equal to 30, what is x?
10x less than 30.
I'll just put the inequality. You tell me the value.
So the answer x will be 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
Less than or equal, divide 30 by 10, and you get 3.
Yeah.
And what answer is that? Let's see.
Okay, so
Go back up here to
B.
your choices. Let's see.
B.
X less than or equal to 3. Answer B. That's correct.
Mhm.
Answer B. Mercedes, questions?
No, miss, I'm just following all you're doing is to make sure I got it right in my head. So that last part you take you add 10 to both sides.
That's right. That's how we got
You
30 on the right. 10
you
plus
10
20 is 30. And the 10 and the minus 10 gave you 0. So
yeah.
now you're left with 10x less than or equal to 30. You can see your answer here because 10 times 3 gives 30, or divide both sides by 10 and you get 3. So your answer is x less than or equal to 3. Questions?
10x 10.
Don't want to leave it if you have questions.
Just the last
Mercedes?
one. I'm trying to get clear in my head. The after you add 10 on both sides, you get 10x is less than or equal to 30, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Then you divide the 30 by 10.
That's right.
And your answer is x is less
Less
than
than or equal to
equal
3.
to 3. Okay, thank you.
Got it?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now, when you see a problem, let's go back up here to the very top. You want to solve for X. So the first thing you do is simplify your parentheses. In other words, get rid of them. That means you got to apply what's outside the parentheses to everything within the parentheses. And that appears twice on the left and on the right. So you want to do that first. And that's
Yes,
what we did,
I
right?
did that. I
Okay.
did it
And
first.
then once you do that, then you want to combine your variables and combine your constants. Then it's just like all the other problems we work with, where we combine the variables, we combine the constants. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, a problem like this, if I gave you, I probably wouldn't have you go through all these steps. I would just ask you to pick. Well, I may give you a problem like this and ask you for the first step, which of these are correct? And that would be the parentheses, and see if you gave me the right answer when you multiply the number by what's in the parentheses, just to see if you can do the first part. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. To see if you know to multiply the 5 by the x and the 5 by the 2. To multiply the 4 by the 4 and multiply 4 times the minus 1/8 x. So if I just gave you just what you get from that, then you could tell me which one is correct. That tells me that you multiplied what's outside the parentheses with what's in the parentheses. So you came up with an answer without the parentheses. You got it?
Okay.
Okay. And then after that, it's pretty much like the other problems we've been doing, where we combine the variables, we combine the constants. So Maureen, did you do number 7?
No, I didn't even write off number 7.
I
I
didn't
didn't.
have enough
I
time.
must have write it off, but I forgot. Because sometimes when I write it, my hand get tired. So when I turn off the phone, then I don't, yeah, and then go back, and then yeah. Cause I know I write all off. I know I had 7 to write, but I didn't remember 7. And
Mercedes, did you
by
do
the
it?
time
I'm trying to remember if I gave you an
a
answer.
factory produced
No, you gave
500,
me an answer, but it was,
Wrong?
I think so. You
you
gave
said
me a,
a factory produced 500 smartphones per month.
Yeah, I'm number
The
8.
cost of manufacturing each phone is $200.
Oh yeah, I seen it.
If the
Yes.
company wants to make a profit of 10,000 or more on the 500 phone, which of the following equality will yield the sale price? Why at which the factory must sell each phone in order to earn a desired profit. Okay.
okay. So let's take it step by step. So
We have 5 smartphones.
500 smartphones per
Uh-huh.
month. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, there we go. Let's just underline that. So we know the company is producing 500
500 phones.
smartphones per month.
Uh-huh.
Every month,
Now,
yeah.
the cost of manufacturing each phone is
$200.
$200. Okay, so you know you
Uh-huh.
need that, right? Now, the company wants to make a total profit of 10,000 or more on the 500 phones, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the profit that they want to make, that means that with the cost of selling the phones subtracted from the
The 10,000.
amount they sell them for,
Uh,
you want to get that profit, 10,000 or more, right?
uh,
So that means you want to know, what do I do to get my 10,000 or more profit, right?
uh,
So the cost of producing the phones is how much? How would you find the cost of producing those 500 phones?
the
Multiply it.
cost. the
Get
cost
by.
of
Wait, just a minute. Who's talking?
what I'm mercy.
Go ahead.
Someone go ahead.
I was saying, 500 multiplied by 200 would tell you the cost of the 500 phones.
That's right. That's the cost. That's perfect. The 500 times the 200 would be the cost of producing 500 phones. So do that. The 500 phones times the cost of producing a phone
Is
equal,
equal to
that's what,
100,000.
100,000?
Thousand
Yeah.
And that's the cost of producing
the phones.
500 phones.
What's it?
All right. So everybody understands that, right? Right?
Yes.
So your cost is the cost of producing. Now, if you sell it at a sales price, see, they gave you the sales price. Why? So you've got that. You've got to use that. So you wait just a minute. Okay. So the sales price is Y. So you know the sales price minus the cost gives the profit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So bait, and you want to make 10,000 or more. So you should be able to see your answer from here. I just told you, right? The sales, the total sales minus the cost gives you the profit. So based on that, Mercedes, what would be your answer?
My answer would be, it can't be B, miss.
You asking me or you telling me?
She's telling you it can't be.
Oh boy. That's what beat me, miss. After I figured the part that you wrote.
Well,
Okay.
let me make it easier for you. Okay. Okay. We'll say total sales minus total cost equal profit. Okay, so the total sales minus total cost equal to profit. Now the total sales would be how much they would make on the 500 would be on the 500 phones. So what would that be, Maureen? What would be your total sales in terms of what we were given here?
Total sale.
Mhm.
You want the answer, the phones?
No. The sales price is Y, and that's what
Uh,
they would sell each phone
uh,
at a sales price Y.
mm,
So for 500 phones, how much would you make using the Y? What would you make?
10,000.
No, I don't want an amount
Oh,
because you don't know that yet. I want to know how much do you make if you sold 500 phones at a sales price Y for each phone? What would that be? Total sales would be
500.
what?
500
500
why?
Y. That's right,
Yeah,
500 Y. So
yeah.
that 500 Y is your total sales. And what
Uh,
does it what we found that at the beginning? What does it cost to make these phones? What's the total for those 500 phones?
10,000.
No, for
Oh, no.
Oh,
the 500 phones at $200 for each phone.
oh,
That's what
uh-huh.
we figured that out. That was the
Yeah,
100,000.
yeah.
So that means we're subtracting this 100,000 from that 500Y and we want to make a profit
10,000.
10,000 or more. So what would be the answer,
Yeah.
Maureen?
B.
That's it. B.
Yeah, I agree.
Answer B.
I agree.
Got
Yeah,
it?
that's what I.
Yeah.
That's what I. Before we come to class, that's what I say.
Well, Mel
It's
said you said it
possible.
can't
You
be
said you
B.
think.
No,
You
she
can't
said
think.
it can't. I don't think it can be B.
Yeah, you didn't
And
say
I said, what it?
But I'm too doubtful, miss, because
That's right. But Mercedes,
before we come to class,
500
I was
times
thinking it's
why the
B.
sales price of each phone, subtract what it costs to make it. You figure that out in the beginning, the 100,000, right?
I subtract 10,000 from the 100,000 to see if I see a profit.
No, the 10,000 is what you want to make, something
I
greater or more, 10,000 or more. So that means it's got to be a greater than or equal to 10,000. So that means it can only be B or C. B or C have a greater than or equal 10,000,
Okay.
right? But the the C doesn't have the total that you sold them for minus what it costs to
Yeah.
make them. So you've got to subtract out your cost of making those 500 phones from the cost of from what you made from selling those 500 phones. Got it?
Yeah, because I was contemplating a B, but I was doubtful. That's why I say ask it like that.
No, Mercedes B was correct. That's the only one it could be. That's have the total sales,
And you said I looked.
500 times Y, the sales price of a phone, minus what it costs you to make those 500 phones. And that has to be greater than or equal to 10,000 because that's the profit you want to make. You want it to be 10,000. It said 10,000 or more. That's why it's got to be a greater than or equal. Got it?
So the answer is 500Y minus 100,000 greater than or equal to 10,000. Am I saying it right?
That's right. It's 500 times the sales price of a phone minus what it costs to make those 500 phones. And you want that to be equal to or larger than the 10,000. So B is the only answer.
I'm too doubtful because I worked this one and then I says it can be B. Is it? I don't think it's B. I'm doubtful.
Well, once you go
I,
back to
but I would
your
leave B alone.
profit formula, you know your profit formula. We've looked
Yeah.
at it many times. Your total sales minus your total cost, and we figured out what the cost was from the beginning. So we know we have to look for something that has the 100,000 or a something that multiplies to give you the 100,000, right?
Yes.
And then the profit's got to be greater than or equal to 10,000.
I even go and try to work out how you get 10,000 by doing some more. l-
No, you don't have to work out how you get the 10,000 because they told you that was your total profit. You just have to
Yeah.
put that in your inequality after the greater than or equal.
Okay.
Got it?
Thank you, Barbara.
Okay. Let me ask you here. How could you find the sales price of the phones?
Sale price of the phone. Could I?
You have your inequality right here. Suppose I ask you, what could be the sales price of each phone? How could you solve it?
I would have to take the same. You told it. The sentence told that's one phone costs $200.
It says what?
You told us that the sentence told us, the paragraph I should say told us that one phone costs $200.
No, I said the cost of manufacturing. That's
Manufacturing.
different now. I want to know how could you find the sales price of each phone? You can solve it from B. I want you to take B and solve for Y.
So you're gonna divide 500 into 100,000.
No, I want you to tell me Give me an answer. Take B and solve for Y and tell me your answer.
I know, do it. Let me see. If I,
I would say A.
No, it's no A, B, C, D. I want you to calculate it.
Oh.
I want you to take this. I want you to take this and tell me what is Y. Okay, let me put this here. Okay. Okay, I want you to take this inequality and tell me what is Y. I want you to solve this for Y. Solve, back up. Solve for Y. Solve that for Y. Tell me what you get. Because that tells you the minimum price you'd have to sell these phones for to make that profit of 10,000 or more. So I want you to solve for Y. Tell me what you get for Y.
okay.
No. I get 20 phones. Nah.
Not the phone she wants me to say.
No, I want you to tell me what must be the selling price of the phone to
Oh.
get this 10,000 or more profit. That you could tell me
That,
that by solving for the Y. I
yeah,
want you to solve this inequality for Y.
Mr. Answer is $20.
Let
No.
me see. One, two, three,
Hold on. 20.
4, 5, 6.
$220.
1, 2.
You get $20, Mercedes.
$220.
Oh, 220.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you get, Maureen?
1, 0, 0.
Let's see what Maureen gets. What do you get for Y, Maureen?
Hold on.
Maureen, you got it?
No, I'm trying to. They're working.
Oh, you didn't get your calculator yet?
Yeah.
Well, Mercedes is correct, 220. Mercedes, tell Maureen how you did it.
Okay, because they says that the factory cost is $200. So I want to know how much more I could get. They will
No,
get it.
no, no, no. That's not what I asked you,
Okay,
Mercedes.
so I divide.
Why is the cost the selling price of the phone? So
All right, let
just
me tell
tell
you what
me
I did.
mathematically how you got the
What I did that
220.
what I did was I divide 100,000 by 500. I get 20 and I add it to 200.
You
I added to the
divided what?
500, 100,000 by 500, and I get 20, and I add a 20 to the factory price to get my what we call it again, my cost.
Say again what you did.
100,000 divided by 500, and then the factory costs, the 20 for the answer I add to the factory cost to get my sale price.
You said you got 200 from dividing 100,000 by 500.
Yes, miss.
And what did you do with that 200?
The 200 I added 20 to the 200 to get
So where
my,
do you get 20 from?
after I divided 500, the 100,000 by 500.
But that gave you 200. Where did you get 20 from?
What the calculator wrong then?
No, but you said 100,000 divided by 500, you got 200. My question, where did
Oh,
you
oh
get the 20?
sorry. I think I put a zero. I missed a zero. Well, let me clear it and try it again. I'm sorry.
No, you want to solve this for y. You'd add the
Yeah.
100 to the 1 to the 10, and you get 110,000 divided by 500, you get the
Sorry,
220.
it's 200,
I
miss.
said solve this inequality for y.
Okay, miss, it's $400.
It's what?
$400 for your
No,
son.
no, no, no. Did
You
you
must.
solve this inequality, Mercedes?
I'm trying to solve it my way, but
How
then
would you solve this inequality? What would you do?
all right. I would divide 500 on both sides.
No, no. You'd have to get these constants together. You'd have to add 100,000 to both sides
Oh,
first, right?
oh.
Wouldn't you do that first?
Oh, yes. The y, those mean to
You
multiply.
can't, yes, but you've got
Okay.
to get the constants together. So the
Okay.
first thing you're going to do is add, okay, the
Okay.
100,000 to both sides. So that would be, okay, let's see, plus 100,000.
This and this is
Okay. And on the right side,
okay.
plus 100,000.
So take away.
Okay. So what you're left with is 500y is equal to 110,000. So that be greater than or equal. Let's put that there. So that would be greater than or equal 110,000. And then you just divide both sides by the 500. That's why I say solve this
Okay.
inequality.
So the answer would be 180.
No, the answer is 220. So then you take the y and divide both, take this inequality, divide both sides by 500. So you'll get y
Get my
greater
calculator.
than or equal to 220.
Be sure I don't understand where you get your 220. I know where I get mine. Then I start to doubt my answer.
Divide the 110,000 by the 500. Mercedes, did you do that?
Yes, and I get 200.
No, you don't get 200. 110,000 divided by 500.
Oh, I'm making a mistake now. Let's go
This
back
is
there.
y greater than or equal to, this would be 220,
That's 200, miss.
220.
220. To divide 100 towards my 500, miss.
110.
110.
Yeah,
Where did 10 from, miss?
because you added 10,000. You added the 100,000 on both sides. Isn't 10,000 plus 100,000,
Yeah.
110,000?
So I do mine a different way to get it 220, but you did the other way around.
No, I
So,
wanted you to solve this inequality.
oh, I know what I did. I take away
I
instead of
said solve for y. And that means you'd add 100,000 to both sides. That gives you 500y on the left, and on
yeah, I
the
didn't add
right,
mine.
you get 110,000.
Yeah, I didn't add mine, miss. You're correct. I'm doing it now. I add
Yeah,
it now.
that's why I say solve for y. Solve this inequality for y. This is just like we've been solving. Add the 100,000 to both sides. That just gives you 500y. 100,000 plus 10 is 110,000. Now you divide both sides by 500, you get 220. So that
220.
means you'd have to sell those phones for $220 or
But miss,
more in order to get that 10,000 profit.
so my answer was really right, miss, but I take a different shortcut to get the answer. But you're more provable.
No, but for what you was telling me, you was saying you divided 100,000 by that does not give you 220. That's why I asking you, where did you get this 20 from?
Yeah, because I first divide the 100,000 by 500, I get 20, and I says the factory price is 200, so I'm going to add a 22 to get 220 for the what you call it cost, the sale price.
Yeah, this is a selling price. Now
Yeah, the
that's
sale
why I
price.
said take the answer that we got and solve for the y, the selling
Yeah.
price.
All I need to do was to just add the 10,000 to the 100,000
Yeah,
and
you,
then
you just
divide it.
need to take this inequality and solve for y. And to do that, you'd add the 100,000 to both sides. That gives you 500y greater than or equal to 110,000. Then you divide by the 500. That
Mm-hmm.
gives you 220.
220.
You got it?
Yeah,
Maureen, you got the answer?
Miss, to be honest,
I
miss,
understand.
my effort for getting the 220 was not too bad though, miss.
No,
Honestly.
but I wanted you to solve this,
Revise to
Mercedes.
it,
You did
yeah.
not follow the instructions. I say solve this inequality for y.
Okay.
And to solve this for y, you do just like we've been doing all our other inequalities, with your
Okay.
variable on the left and your constants on the right. Okay?
All right. When you send it, I will rewrite it, miss.
Yeah, that's why that's the answer we got. And I said solve for y. What must be the selling price to get this 10,000 or more profit? So just solve this inequality for y. And you do that by get those constants together, that 100,000 with the 10,000, and then dividing out the 500. And that gives you the greater than or equal to 220. Questions?
No, thank you, miss. Very
Okay.
refreshing.
Maureen, did you do
Uh,
number 8?
that it?
No, but it was another one.
Yes. I think
Oh,
that's
why
the
not?
last one.
Let me see. I didn't
Maureen,
do
did you
it.
solve it?
Why did I get to the
No,
end?
I didn't even remember seven, so I didn't get to the it. God.
Read number 8, and I think you can figure it out. Tell me how would you
Uh,
solve it. Read it and tell me how you would
Joe
solve
has
it.
a budget of $300 for his other spending. Joe decided to buy shoes for his grandchildren. If each pair of shoes cost $40, and Joe had 10 grandchildren, which of the following inequality represents Joe's budget constraint? Okay, he
So
had $40
no, his budget is 300,
or $300.
right?
Uh-huh.
The shoes, each pair costs $40,
$40.
right?
Uh-huh.
But the
And
miss, you
he
don't know
has
how much grandchildren.
Had
and
and grandchildren.
grandchildren.
Children.
Okay.
Uh,
That's all you need. I got them all underlined. Okay.
uh,
Budget.
shoes cost $40. 9 grandchildren
So
What?
the
Did she say 9 grandchildren?
in
and
grandchildren.
Oh,
grandchildren.
me.
So it got to be $40 a pair of shoes
Uh-huh.
plus and
Wait a minute. Why plus?
Joe
He's
has
buying
N
shoes
grandchildren.
for his grandchildren. So
Oh,
each pair of shoes costs 40. So if he
uh-huh.
has one
It will be
grandchild, he'd be
40,
one
it be
time 40.
40
It'd be,
and okay.
yeah, that's right. It'd be 40 times n, 40 times n, because n is represents his grandchildren,
So
right?
the 40 times N will be less than 300. I had a budget of 300.
So which answer?
D?
Yeah, be less than or equal. In
Yeah,
other words, he can
yeah,
spend up to 300 or he could spend less than. So he has a budget of 300. He has 40
yeah.
grandchildren. That's
Uh-huh.
40 times n, the number of grandchildren, $40 per pair of shoes. And he's limited to $300. So he can't spend more than
More
that. He
than,
can spend
yeah,
less or equal.
that.
Mercedes,
Because
you get D?
No, me say B. I have.
No, you said B.
Oh boy.
No, it's not a plus. Because if you have a pair of shoes for 40, if you had two grandchildren, how much would you spend, Mercedes?
If I have 2 grandchildren, I would spend $80
So how did you get 80?
because I would say 240 is 80.
Yeah, that's a multiplication, not an addition.
And then I would subtract the 80 from the 300 to see how much left.
Yeah, but you said B, you added. Your
Yeah.
answer was B. You don't add, you'd have to multiply.
So
And that's what you
I
just
want to
did.
get
But
I want to guess how much how much grandchildren he had. So I used 40 to divide 300. That's what
no,
I did.
no, 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 Mercedes. You gave me an answer of B.
Yeah,
And that's an addition.
yeah.
You don't add the cost of shoes to the number of grandchildren. You do just what you just did. When I told you if you had two, you multiplied. It's got to be 40 times N.
Oh,
So that means it can't be B and it can't be C. It's got to be a 40 times N. And it's not A because he can't spend more than 300.
that's right. That's
That's
nice.
his budget, right? So he can only spend less than or
Now, why
equal
I choose
300.
B, Miss Barbara, is because I was thinking of the amount of grandchildren.
You were thinking what?
The amount of grandchildren to work out the 300.
Yeah, but Mercedes, you just told me if you had two grandchildren, you'd spend $80. That's a multiplication, not an
Yeah,
addition. You didn't add the two to the 40, you multiplied the two by the 40. You understand why it can't be B?
multiply the 2 by the 40.
Yeah, the number of grandchildren times the $40 is the amount that you spend for the shoes.
Okay, I think I misunderstood the equality right wrote.
No, no. You just told me after said, okay, if
Yeah, but
Joe
I missed
has
the
three
part of it.
grandchildren, how much would he spend, Mercedes?
If he had three grandchildren, it would be 1,200.
1,200.
No, sorry. I'm talking about the 40, Miss Barbara. I'm mixing up.
Joe has three grandchildren. How much would he spend for shoes?
He would, if it's 40 for one, he spend 120.
120. How did you get the 120?
I just had the 340 or
No, no.
multiply.
How did you get the 120?
I had 340 together.
You not added. You multiplied three
I
times
can
40.
multiply to, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not addition. I'm trying to get you to understand it's not an addition. To get the total amount that he spends for his grandchildren's shoes is a multiplication of the cost of one pair by the number of grandchildren.
Yes.
You got it? Not an addition, a multiplication. So
We,
it can only be A or D because those are multiplications.
so you said D is 40 and is less.
Less than the 40 per one pair times N, the number of grandchildren, has to be less than or equal to 300 because that's his budget, 300. Can't spend more than his budget.
Okay, I miscalculate the N. That's what I'm doing because I know that the N represent the grandchildren.
That's the number of
The
grandchildren.
children, yeah, sir.
Yeah. So that N has to be multiplied by 40, not added to 40.
Okay.
You understand why it's multiplication, not addition?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So N, the number of grandchildren, has to be multiplied by the cost of a pair of shoes. So
To
it's
get
got to
the
be 40 times N. That's what 40N is. 40 times N. Got it?
yes, Miss Barbara. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go. Well, I think I had some. Okay. I want you to try some more. Okay. All right. Okay. I want you to try. We want to just do some practice on some inequalities. Okay. I want you to solve number 6 and number 7. Tell me what you get. You see
Number
it? 130 plus x less than equal to 530. and then 4x plus 20 less than 100. So solve for x. Tell me what you get.
That's number 6, you say?
Yeah, 130 plus x less than or equal to 530. You see it on your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, solve for the x in each of those inequalities. 130 plus x less than or equal to 530. And these are actually mental math, right? Maureen, you have an answer number 6?
Okay. Mm,
Equal to. Seven, 4 plus.
Okay. My first one I get, I don't know. I probably do it wrong. Huh? Okay, 4x plus 20.
Your x is less than or equal to what number?
Number one,
Number 6. What's the answer?
I get um x is less than 400
X less than or
equal.
Equal
equal
to
400. That
400.
is correct.
That's my answer.
130 subtracted from 530. Mercedes, you got that one?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay, what do you get for number 7? What's your X?
Number 7. Give me 1 minute, please.
X less than what? Get the math.
Um, um, X is less than, so it is, 20.
That's right. X less than 20.
20.
Maureen, did you get that?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. 100 so far. Let's look at another one. Okay. Solve for X, number 8.
25 plus.
Number 8 is 25. Okay.
That's negative 8.
Negative 8x.
Okay. 225. Oh boy. Yes, so.
Okay.
Okay. Minus X and 200. Okay. Okay. So X equal, not equal. Really? No.
Anybody got an answer?
No.
Um,
X. X is greater than.
or equal to
I got clue.
25.
What did you say, Maureen? Greater than or equal to what?
No, that was Mercy that was talking.
Okay, you were
What
talking
about me at the
also.
same time?
You were talking, Maureen.
Uh,
What's your answer?
I want to get X is greater than, but I know that's I don't figure it out yet.
Mercedes, what's your answer?
Okay, when you flip the answer, what you call it again, miss?
I mean,
Reverse.
you reverse
Reverse.
the inequality
Yes.
sign. The greater
So
than or equal is correct because here you divide by negative. What is your
Yeah.
answer, Mercedes?
25
Plus or minus?
mm, plus minus.
Maureen, what did you get?
I did. I do it.
Stop.
Minus, Mercedes.
Minus.
But I know your answer is a minus.
We're doubtful because
No,
because
you subtracted 25, you got a 200, but you divided by minus 8.
that's what they
200
did.
by minus 8 gives you a
So,
negative, and you
so that
reverse the inequality because you divided by a negative, right?
okay. So that's my little doubt there because I wasn't sure if I should use a sign on the eight or the
Well, you
two.
had to because you divided by negative 8 to get the
Okay.
positive x on the
So
on
you
over
don't
here,
use
right? Didn't you have to divide by negative 8, Mercedes,
yes.
to get just x? So
Yes.
the 200 divided by negative 8 gives you a negative 25.
Okay. So that's a power there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Very
You say,
good. Maureen, you said you didn't do it.
uh-uh.
You didn't subtract the 25 from both sides. Maureen?
No, no.
Well, that's what you had to do to subtract the 25 from both sides. That gives you negative 8x less than or equal to 200. Then you divide both sides by minus 8. That gave you x less than or equal to negative 25. But since you
Okay.
divided by negative, you had to reverse this less than or equal and make it greater than or equal.
Right.
Got it?
Mhm.
Okay. So far, so good. Just remember, Mercedes, your signs. Plus over minus give minus.
Okay.
Minus over plus give minus.
Oh, wait a
All
minute,
right.
hurt here.
All right. Number 9. Do that one. Tell me your answer.
Okay. Plus 200.
That is 100.
What? 100.
So you got x. Tell me what to write.
Oh my God, Miss Barbara joke. X is equal to 100, Miss Barbara.
100x plus 260 greater than 260. What should I write, Mercedes? What's the answer?
X is
Greater.
less than,
Why
no,
less than?
no, greater than
Greater than.
100. Am I wrong?
What do you think, Maureen?
Wait a minute, I'm sure it's another way. No, I'm not
I,
right.
I don't know. I add 100 to 260.
You add what?
100 to 260.
Why?
Um, I don't know, so probably go it wrong.
No, this is a 100x, Maureen.
Uh,
That's a variable there. You can't add
uh,
100 to 260.
uh, I
So
subtract it.
subtract what?
100 from both sides.
No, that's a 100x, Maureen.
Uh, so the answer will be X is greater than 100X. No.
No.
No, I'm wrong. I know what's the answer.
What's the answer, Mercedes?
Oh my God. What did I do? I forgot that I shouldn't do that. Sure.
What's the answer, Mercedes?
Wow, I can't believe I do such a
What's your
stupid
first step,
thing.
Mercedes?
The first step was to subtract 260 on both sides.
That's it. Very good. Excellent. Subtract the 260 from both sides. You get 100x left. And what do you get on the right side, Mercedes?
You're getting 260.
260 minus 260 give what?
0.
0.
0. Then what's your next step, Mercedes?
Oh boy. My next step is to um subtract 100.
No, that's a multiplication.
Oh, so you're
So
gonna.
you divide by 100.
Oh
Said
boy.
it was like this.
So what we have?
Okay. So your first step, let's see. You had, let me just put it here. You have 100x,
X plus
okay, plus 260,
greater
okay,
than
minus 260. I'm
minus.
subtracting.
What is the minus?
Okay. All right. And all of that is greater than 260 minus 260. Right? Is that what you got? Then on the left side, you have 100, just 100x, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. 260 minus 260 is 0. On the right side, you just have 0. So that's greater than, let's see, greater than 0. Then you divide by 100. So x would then be greater than 0 divided by 100. And that's just be greater than 0. That's your answer. So your answer will be x greater than 0.
What?
You got it? Well, you can see that 100 times 0 is 0. What's 0 plus 260?
The
0.
0 plus 260, Maureen?
It's 260.
260. And is that what you see here? 260. Got it? Your answer is 0. X greater than 0.
That's what I'm saying. What? How could that be?
Ouch.
Every time say the 100 don't value nothing.
No, the 100x, and you subtracted 260 from both sides, Mercedes. That just gave you x on the left, right?
Yes.
And then on the right, 260 minus 260 is 0.
0.
Yes.
So 100x greater than 0. So x then is greater than 0 over 100, which is just 0.
Okay.
Got
Oh,
it?
that one sound funny. I'm still looking at the
No, it's no different from any other. It's just you got 0 as your
answer.
constant on the right. And you can get perfectly legitimate to get x greater than 0. And you can see it here. If you put a 0 here, 0 times 100 is 0. 0 plus 260, 260. Checks out, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Question?
No.
No miss.
Okay. One more and we'll be done. I want you to do this one. Solve this for x. Mental math.
Where is it now? Minus.
Minus 4x plus 20 less than 100.
Your first can do as well. Okay. 20% is
So that is
all up. 80.
that says 5.
Nope.
It's a 4x.
Minus 4x plus 20 less than 100. What is x?
Thank you.
So let me put here, you tell me what to write.
X is
X. Mercedes, you want to tell me what to write?
X
It's
is
greater than.
Who's talking, Mercedes or Maury?
mm,
I said greater than.
I think Mercedes, I asked Mercedes.
Sorry.
Okay, Mercedes, what should I write?
X is greater than -20.
Very good. Is that what you got, Maurice? Maureen,
Not really.
what did you get?
I didn't do nothing.
What
You were about to tell me something. Well, you subtract 20 from both sides, you get -4x less than 80. Divide by the negative, you get a
Uh,
-20. Reverse the inequality from less than to greater than. And
okay.
Mercedes is absolutely right. X
Okay.
greater than -20.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
And I said
Yes.
the last one, but actually I've got one more. And then we'll
Oh boy.
multiple choice. Okay.
Oh
Solve
boy.
that one and tell me, do you get A, B, C, or D?
All right, let's see. -5x plus 18 is -10. Oh boy. Um,
Oh boy. I get C.
I'm in limbo. I'm not good at this one. Let me try again. All right.
It's not C, Maureen. Try again.
Okay.
Your constants already on the same side. You just got to combine them. I mean, your
I know.
variables. Variables on the same side. What's 12x minus 7 minus 5x? Maureen.
7X.
Okay, 7x. Now get your 18 with your 10. Mercedes, you have an answer?
10.
Almost, almost. Um,
What is
A
the
B B A
and
B A B B A B B.
um,
No. 5. 5 and 5 is 7. Okay.
Mercedes, you have an answer?
I'm not sure, miss. I'm doubtful. This
Okay,
side
tell me, what do you have?
I
And
have I subtract 5 from 5x from 12x, leave 7x.
Right?
Then I subtract 10x from 18 out plus
No, wait a minute now. You did what?
I subtract 10 from 18.
No, no, you want to get the 18 on the side with the 10. So you subtract 18.
Oh, anyway, same thing, miss.
so 18 for
Yeah.
18 is 0.
So that's 0.
Minus 10 and a minus 18, Mercedes, is what?
Oh, hell. That's 28.
Minus 28. So you got a 7x greater than a minus 28. So what's the answer, Mercedes?
Oh, -4.
-4. Answer A. Mercedes, is that what you got?
One sec, I'll make sure. 28.
Got 12x minus 5x, 7x. That's correct. Subtract the 18 from both sides. That gives you a minus 28 on the right. So 7x greater than minus 28. Divide both sides by 7. You get a -4. Is that what you got, Mercedes?
You divide what? Okay. Let me see if it's actually got gone. Yes, miss. Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
The answer A.
Answer A. Now, I'm not giving you any assignment for Thursday. I want you to go over what we went over, okay, today.
Okay,
Make
thank you
sure
for
you
that.
understand it. All right. I think you're understanding it better, but we still need some more practice with
You
the
need to bug me
Okay.
next
inequalities.
week, miss.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So go over, you'll get the session And make sure you understand what we went over on the last
Miss,
assignment
Miss,
and what we
Miss,
did on this practice. Okay. Any
Mhm.
questions on anything we've gone over?
I was gonna say to just write out or we just work this one, Miss. Can you please do that?
Oh, right at how we, okay.
On the side to the right side. You could just write it.
Okay.
How
All
we
right.
do it.
Here's what we did. 12x minus 5x, we got 7x. You understand that part, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 7x plus 18, okay, greater than minus 10. Then we subtracted the 10 from both sides. So that's give you 7x plus 18 minus 18, right? Greater than minus 10 minus 18. All right. So that would give you a 7x. All right. There, plus 18 minus 18, 0. So that would be greater than
Right.
minus 28, right? And then when you divide both sides by 7, you get x greater than, and that's minus 28 divided by 7. And so x greater than negative 4. Got it, Mercedes?
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. That's it. Questions?
No.
Okay, so go over your examples, make sure you understand, and we'll do some more practice on inequalities on Thursday, but I'll not give you any additional assignment. Okay.
Okay.
I really appreciate your effort,